Hi, welcome to Universal Interiors. I'm Lez Engelstad, and I get to have my Uncle John Downs back with another little bit of chat. I've been so fortunate to have him beside me being raised, and we got a little bit of a story, and now we're going to find out just another tidbit about this young man that my Uncle John and Dorothy Downs helped raise. And his name's Cedric. You're going to have to go with the last name again because his name is...
Cedric the Thumbabong.
Yeah, bad. That must have taken a while.
Yeah.
Okay, so we last chatted about him being in Thailand and doing an amazing work there. So then what has gone on since?
Well, in the land that he had up north, he grew something, but he was quite successful. But he needed a power. So he ran his own power line for, I don't know, I think it was around 20 miles. And in the process, he passed a village that didn't have any electricity. And so he ran a line into this town, and they got the electricity for their first time.
Oh, wonderful.
And then he also... at the school they had there were about 150 kids in the school, and he provided them with hot lunch programs for the year. He's just an amazing kid. Well, actually, he had talent because his dad was actually the superintendent of schools in this community where he grew up, and his uncle was the governor of the province. So he had some pretty good
genes, you would say that there too.
The only thing is, he talks so fast, I can't understand him.
No.
And he doesn't talk too clearly. And but it's been amazing. He's an amazing individual, and he's done an awful lot for the world.
Sounds like it. Now, in Thailand, is that where he was last when you were saying to run up the electricity and to supply the school?
Yeah, he was. That's where he grew up, but he claimed he was from Laos in order to get into this country.
Oh, I
see. And
see.
he is a citizen now of this country, and he might have dual citizenship. I don't know.
So then he was able to go on and make a whole lot of money.
Yes.
You said he's worth.
And in driving cab down to the Dallas airport, he would live in his cab.
Okay.
And every day he'd take a shower, and he had a place where I guess we stored some clothing, but that was about it. But he saved. He said he'd get about $300 a day in cab fares, and it would cost him about $100 to live. So this was the way he accumulated some money in order to buy his land in Thailand.
Okay, always thinking, it sounds like. I mean, right. He was an entrepreneur way back.
Yes, he was.
Right?
He was. He really
to know
did a good job.
That was going to form into that life, and all the people. I think so much, Uncle Jack, and I hope that most people are aware that the way we're set up is if we give enough, we are going to get. I mean, and it's just the sowing and the reaping. It's where our heart is. And, for you to extend your hand and home to that young man and to just, I know that you planted a lot more than you believe you did, because he does have that in him, the smarts, the wherewithal, but the faith that you shared in that young man and the love that you surrounded him. I know I'd see cards and letters and things, and I'm certain you also wrote back and encouraged, because that's the key to life, is just a lot of that.
Any influence that we had, Dorothy was responsible for 90% of it.
Yeah, my aunt is a treasure for sure, and many times I now get the chance to work in Detroit Lakes High School as a paraprofessional, and it's amazing how many times just getting by the back door I say, oh, well, my uncle and aunt did, and I'll find out. Just recently I shared with a friend who's also a para over in the middle school, Pauline, and I'm not sure of her last name at the time.
Monson.
She's at Thunheim.
Pauline Monson, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
And my Aunt Dorothy just befriended her and loved on her when she had a loss.
Yeah.
And she's not the only one that, but I know that you always, and I'm right alongside of you, praising your beautiful lady, but you are amazing. Man, this uncle of mine has never failed to write the most entertaining and amazing Christmas card you will ever, I'd say Christmas letter, because he's on some venture every which way, had a precious brother alongside of him most of his life to do these ventures, and his kids, but he wouldn't give me this interview until he had gone to Alaska. Okay, I did mention that he's 90, and he thought, I just got to take another trip up north. Right? Tell me if you want to a little bit about that trip.
That trip, well...
Was that one of your favorites, or tell me one of your favorites?
Well, I spent probably over a year of my life sleeping on the ground on the north slope of the Brooks Range.
Okay, that's Alaska, I'm sorry.
So 3 summers in 49, 50, and 52, I spent the whole summer up there working for the U.S. Geological Survey, and we were doing some of the preliminary work that led to the oil discovery at Prudhoe Bay.
Really?
And I loved the country, and I went back there. I took my brother and sister-in-law up there, and we just did some fishing, just a daytime trip.
Okay.
And then I went up there a couple of times by myself, and this last trip, in the last week in August of this year, my daughter, her husband, my son Jed, and a nephew, Bob Fritz, and his wife Sharon, and we went up there, and we had 2 guides, and we took a float trip down the Congacook River, and it's the last river flowing into the Arctic Ocean before you hit Canada.
Oh, okay.
And during that time, we had some pretty good fishing, although I'm so decrepit now I couldn't enjoy it the way I'd like to. But Jed caught, somewhere between 75 and 100 Dolly Varden trout that would go from 2 pounds to 9 pounds.
So the joy of watching, you got to do.
The joy of watching, yeah. And Ruth caught a good 30. And the rest of the people were quite successful in their fishing also. But it was a great experience, but then we did have to come out of it in 3 inches of snow. That was about the 1st or 2nd of September.
Oh my, yeah, you never know what you get. I mean, that's almost everywhere, but when you go to Alaska, you're definitely taking a chance anytime, probably, right?
I don't know. It's
getting a little bit from all extremes.
Yeah, well, this is the first time I've been up there where I didn't have to kill a mosquito. And
that's a plus.
There have been times when I've killed 64 with one swat.
Those are the drawbacks of the wild country, that's for sure. Yeah. I sure hope you have enjoyed my uncle as much as I have my many, many years with him. I so appreciate you tuning in and watching the show, because it's just such a privilege to introduce you to some pretty terrific treasures out there in the Detroit Lakes area. Again, my Uncle John Downs has and still does contribute to the community in great ways. I so appreciate you tuning in today, and we look forward to visiting with you next time. Have a great day.